Most respected, dear family members, my pranams to you. Today we will be learning more about the customs and rituals of Hindus connected with the psychologically influencing acharas. As I told you, the whole acharas, the whole customs and rituals of Hindus can be brought under 5 categories. They are the customs and rituals influencing the mind, customs and rituals influencing the body, the family relation, the social bondage, and the national integration. So mind, body, family, society, nation. All those acharas, customs and rituals which are beneficial for these 5 or at least one or more of these 5. They are known as sadacharas, which are not that useful in the modern period. That can be called as anacharas, which are useful for nothing at the same time. They create negative effect, neither beneficial nor fetching any good. At the same time, if they are bad, they are known as duracharas. So sadachara, anachara, durachara. The acharas, the customs and rituals which are influencing the mind, say for example, the parents and the elders blessing the child or blessing somebody else, and similarly motivating others, guiding others, appreciating others. These are all definitely good achara performed in India. As you may be knowing that Duryodhana wanted to get the blessing of his mother, and Mother Gandhari blessed him, saying that Edo dharmas tado jaya. We in our achara, the parents always used to bless the children, Vijayi Bhava, Ayushman Bhava, Suputravadi Bhava, Dirghayushman Bhava, and so on. These are all the blessings which has got an entirely positive effect. Professor Eric Berne has written the book in which he has mentioned blessing has got highly positive effect. Similarly, cursing has got highly negative effect in the mind. So in our acharas it is told one should never discourage, demotivate or curse anybody by telling that you will not improve, you will not become good, I do not believe in you and I don't like you. The God has punished me by giving a child like you. These are all the words which one should never use, particularly parents should never use. It is because this will be going deep into the mind, it will be penetrating into the mind, and it will be remaining there for long until the last breath of the individual. That will be influencing him, that will be negatively guiding him. So the blessings, motivation, appreciation, direction, guiding and consoling, these are all the acharas which are part and parcel of Hindu culture. You can see in Ramayana many rishis motivate, appreciate Rama, and Rama motivates and appreciates his brothers. And in Mahabharata all the Pandavas and others are motivated by so many rishis. And even Vidura motivates Dhritarashtra for never getting depressed. So these are all the psychologically influencing acharas. Similarly, reading Ramayana in an empathetical situation, we consider ourselves as Rama as long as when we read Ramayana. So if you live like Rama, you will be getting the experience of Rama. If you live like Bharata, you will be getting the experience of Bharata. Instead of waiting for the experience directly by living a life what we can do, we can just trace out the experiences of others. So Ramayana motivates our mind, Ramayana directs our mind through the experiences of others. So reading Ramayana is not directly going to heaven, but creating a heaven in this world, knowing pretty well that there are positives and negatives in this world itself. Even if God comes to this land in the form of human being, naturally he will also have to face enough negatives, and definitely some positives will also be there. Like Sai Baba used to tell, happiness is the interval between two sorrows. So happiness is the interval between two sorrows. This is applicable for everybody in this world. That knowledge keeping in the mind will motivate us through self-stroke, self-consolation, and self-energization possible in that. So remember that whenever we are reading Ramayana, and if we are reading Mahabharata, the experiences faced by Pandavas, Kauravas, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Vidura, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kundi, all these, and also the messages given by the rishis to these people, they are all applicable for us. In Ramayana and Mahabharata, negatives got converted into positives. Whenever we have to see the negatives are to be converted into positive, it is a change of the mental attitude. So informing the mind that negatives are there, our duty is to convert the negative into positive. And then the examples are available in Ramayana and Mahabharata. So the acharas which influence our mind, in which one is reading Ramayana, another is reading Mahabharata. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita. By listening the message of Lord Krishna, Arjuna got converted from a negative mental status to a positive status. So from negative mind to positive mind was possible by listening to the messages of Lord Krishna. When we listen those messages, our negatives can also be relieved from that. So we can get relinquished from these negatives accumulated in our mind like fear, anger, ego, and so on. When these ego or anger or the fear, these are all removed, automatically that place will be taken by confidence building attitude, fearless attitude, angerless attitude, and optimism. So these are all possible when and only when we listen to the experiences of others, and also when we listen the messages of others. So remember that reading these Puranas, the next step is the understanding or analyzing the stories. The stories are not for entertainment. Generally, Puranic stories are not for entertainment. And Puranic stories are mainly for taking the messages from the stories. So when we read Bhagavata in the temple, you know that many people, hundreds and hundreds of people will be coming for taking the lunch. At the same time, they will not be coming for listening that. So it will not be give you any virtue or any punya from that. Taking food from the temple does not mean that when you will be getting virtue or punya from that one, because it is like taking food from any hotel. At the same time, remember that you will be getting the food free from the temple if you are waiting for about 1 hour or half an hour. But the food is given from the temple for those who are coming there for listening to Bhagavata or Ramayana. They need not think too much about their family affairs, at least while listening to the Bhagavata and Puranas. Their mind should get concentrated in the listening, so they need not worry about preparing the food in their home. So food is given in the temple as a compensation for going back to home, preparing that, eating, and immediately coming back to the temple. Instead, what we do, we never listen to the Bhagavata. At the same time, we come for eating the food only. So that is called an anachara. It may not be durachara, but it's an anachara. Temple is not a hotel giving food freely. The temple food means those who are connected with the temple, those who are connected with the listening the Bhagavata, those who are connected with the activities of the temple. Others who are taking the food is Devan Bhavayadanena Yo Deva Bhavayanduvaha Parasparam Bhavayanda Sreya Parama Vapnuyat. This is what Bhagavad Gita tells. So you are not expected to take free food from the temple. If at all you are taking free food, you have to offer something back to the temple. Either kanikya or offering into the hundi or something like that. So acharas connected with the mind, creating positive attitude in the mind. Because you know that the mind produces the thoughts produces the action produces the result, and the result produces the reward. So all the acharas connected with the mind, like taking the blessed, reading Ramayana, reading Mahabharata, reading Bhagavad Gita, and never listening or never acquiring the negative curses of others. These are all acharas connected with the mind. And listening to the stories, listening to the experiences, listening the messages are also connected with our acharas. And understanding that there are happiness and sorrow in the life, ups and downs in the life, profits and loss in the life, death and birth in this life, all these understandings, and keeping the family relation strong, and keeping the social bondage strong. These are all directly influencing the acharas connected with elevating the mind. So in Bhagavad Gita it is told, Uddhared Atmanatmana Na Atmanam Apasadayet. It is your bound dharma to elevate yourself. For elevating yourself, first you have to elevate the mind. So our Vedas give messages for elevating the mind. Our Itihasas give the experiences and messages for elevating the mind. Our Puranas give the stories from which you have to take the messages for elevating the mind. So elevating the mind is the ultimate or perhaps the most important factor connected with the acharas. All the family based acharas give support for the mind. All the society based acharas give support for the mind, that we are a social animal and live in the society by caring, sharing and curing. By caring, sharing and curing, we live in the family also. Thus we can say that we are part of the family, we are part of the society, we are part of the nation, so that we will get elevated mentally from asatoma sadgamaya, from bad to good, from tamasoma jyotirgamaya, from darkness to light, from mrityorma amritam gamaya, from the attitude of thinking small pains to a level of permanent peace or shanti. So all the acharas, you can find out very many more acharas if you think systematically and custommatically. Go deep into the acharas and analyze the factors responsible for elevating your mind. We will be continuing this in the next class also. With these words, I would like to conclude my pranams to you. Thank you.